Did you know Lynda Carter once wore a Wonder Woman bikini so faulty it nearly ruined production? The costume was supposed to be stunning, but it kept falling apart during filming. What started as a bold design turned into one of the most embarrassing wardrobe malfunctions in TV history. From slip-ups on set to behind-the-scenes drama, this outfit disaster forced major changes. Let's dive into the untold story of the bikini that just wouldn't stay on. The bikini that kept falling off. In 1975, producers of Wonder Woman had an idea that seemed perfect for ratings: a red, white, and blue bikini version of Lynda Carter's costume for scenes near water. The colors mirrored the American flag, and the skimpy design was meant to boost the show's appeal to a broader audience. But what looked good on paper turned out to be a total disaster on set. The first time Carter wore it, the top shifted every time she moved, causing wardrobe malfunctions that disrupted filming. The problem wasn't just about modesty. The bikini was structurally flawed. Carter couldn't dive, run, or even walk quickly without risking exposure. On a hot day in July 1975, while shooting a beach scene, the top came loose 3 times in under 15 minutes. Each time, filming had to be paused while wardrobe rushed in to fix it. The crew grew frustrated. Worse, Lynda Carter herself became visibly upset, feeling humiliated and disrespected. It was impossible to focus, one crew member later recalled. Eventually, the production team realized the bikini couldn't be salvaged. It was shelved after only a few test scenes were filmed, none of which made it into the final cut. The incident caused delays in the shooting schedule by nearly 2 days, costing the studio thousands. The show's costume designer later admitted, "We tried too hard to be flashy and forgot practicality." Carter reportedly refused to ever wear the bikini again, calling it a total failure in a 1980 interview. The bikini disaster became a turning point. It was a reminder that style couldn't come at the expense of comfort and professionalism. The failure taught the team to balance glamour with practicality, a lesson that would shape the show's costumes for years to come. While the infamous bikini was quickly forgotten by the studio, it lives on as a cautionary tale in TV history. After the bikini fiasco, producers knew they needed a new solution fast. Lynda Carter still had water scenes to shoot, and time was running out. That's when the team shifted direction, from trying to wow the audience with bold skin to delivering a costume that actually worked. What came next wasn't just a replacement. It became a new symbol for Wonder Woman's evolving style. The change was quiet, but it altered the character's image forever. A full-body design would soon rescue the series and the star, the blue swimsuit that saved the day. In the aftermath of the failed bikini, the costume department returned to the drawing board. Within 48 hours, they crafted a blue one-piece swimsuit, a patriotic design still honoring Wonder Woman's classic red, white, and blue theme. But this version emphasized function over flash. It covered more, stayed secure, and could handle all the movement required for action scenes. Unlike the bikini, the blue suit allowed Lynda Carter to run, swim, and dive without fear of a wardrobe malfunction. The full-body suit was first seen in an episode filmed in August 1975. It may not have had the sex appeal the producers initially wanted, but it quickly became a fan favorite. Audiences appreciated the balance of superhero flair with practical design. The show's ratings remained steady, even climbing by 12% that week, proving that viewers connected with Carter's performance, not her bare skin. The suit wasn't flashy, but it was empowering. Behind the scenes, Carter felt the difference immediately. She could focus on her stunts and lines without being distracted by what she was wearing. She later told TV Guide in 1976, "That blue swimsuit saved my sanity. I finally felt like a superhero, not just a model. It was an emotional victory for the star, who had been pushing for more functional costumes from the beginning. The suit gave her freedom, not just physically, but creatively. The blue swimsuit became Wonder Woman's official aquatic costume for the remainder of the show's run. It even appeared in promotional posters and toy packaging. Over time, it gained a kind of quiet fame among die-hard fans. While the original star-spangled corset remains the most iconic, the blue one-piece holds its own as a symbol of a turning point, when the show stopped trying to impress and started getting it right. With the swimwear dilemma resolved, the costume team turned its attention back to the show's main outfit. But even that wasn't safe from change. As Wonder Woman moved through its seasons, the producers began to rethink everything, even the symbol on her chest. What started as a tribute to comic book history soon felt outdated for modern television. By the end of the first season, a big shift was coming, one that would redefine Wonder Woman's image yet again. Season 1. In Season 1, which premiered in November 1975, Wonder Woman's costume featured a dramatic gold eagle emblem across her chest. This bold design was a nod to her World War II comic book roots, where the eagle symbolized patriotism and strength. The show's first season was set in the 1940s, and the costume reflected that. Paired with tall red boots and silver bracelets, Carter looked every bit the warrior princess. But the design came with hidden drawbacks. The eagle emblem, while visually powerful, was made of stiff materials that limited Carter's movement. During one stunt-heavy episode in early 1976, she struggled to perform a choreographed fight sequence because the costume dug into her ribs. The problem became more noticeable during action scenes that required quick turns or high kicks. Costume adjustments were made constantly. In some cases, they had to pause filming just to loosen the bodice between takes. Carter herself expressed concerns. "I felt like I was wrapped in armor, not a costume," she said in a behind-the-scenes interview from 1977. The team tried to soften the design by replacing the rigid eagle with a more flexible version made from lighter fabric. But the original look, with its sharp lines and metallic sheen, had already become iconic. It was printed on comic books, lunchboxes, and Halloween costumes. Changing it would be risky. Still, the producers knew they had to adapt. As Wonder Woman prepared to move into a new decade, the eagle chest plate was becoming more of a burden than a benefit. The show was evolving, and the costume had to evolve with it. The first season closed with the eagle still in place, but change was on the horizon. What came next was a sleeker, more modern look, one that would help launch Wonder Woman into the 1970s with style and strength. Season 2. By the time Wonder Woman entered its second season in 1977, everything was changing. The show switched networks from ABC to CBS, and with that came a full reboot. No longer set in the 1940s, the story jumped forward into the modern 1970s. Along with updated plot lines and new technology, producers knew the costume had to evolve too. The eagle emblem, once a symbol of wartime strength, now felt out of place and overly military. CBS executives pushed for a softer, more modern look. The solution was a redesigned gold W emblem, which replaced the bulky eagle. This new logo still honored Wonder Woman's legacy, but it was lighter, more flexible, and allowed greater freedom of movement. Carter appreciated the change, especially during action scenes. In one memorable interview from 1978, she said, "The new costume didn't just look better, it worked better." With this version, she could leap, twirl, and perform stunts without discomfort. The costume's material was also updated. Designers swapped stiff vinyl for stretchy spandex, a fabric that hugged Carter's figure without restricting her. The star-spangled shorts were shortened slightly, and a new cape, red with gold trim, was introduced for special appearances. The new look wasn't just about style, it was about making Carter feel like a superhero again. She described the transformation as freeing, and fans took notice. Ratings jumped by 9% during the first month of the new season. Though the sleeker design had its critics, especially among purists who preferred the vintage look, most viewers loved it. Wonder Woman no longer looked like a relic from the past. She looked like a 1970s icon. The wardrobe makeover also made merchandising easier. Toys, posters, and lunchboxes featuring the new costume flooded the market. The Golden W became more than a design choice. It became a symbol of reinvention. The shift to a modern aesthetic was more than just fashion. It was survival. With rising production costs and tight ratings pressure, every element of Wonder Woman had to pull its weight. One surprising asset? Lynda Carter's costume. Behind the scenes, whispers began to circulate that Carter's look alone was keeping the show alive. Whether myth or marketing, the rumor was powerful. Soon, a decision by CBS would prove just how influential the costume and Carter's presence truly were. The network change that saved the show. After Season 1 aired on ABC in 1975, the network made a tough call: cancel Wonder Woman. The period setting was expensive, and ratings weren't strong enough to justify the cost. But while ABC walked away, CBS saw potential. And many say it wasn't just the storyline that caught their attention. Rumor has it that a CBS executive decided to pick up the show after watching Lynda Carter in full costume at a network event. The story goes that in mid-1976, during a closed CBS pitch meeting, someone rolled tape of Carter in the Wonder Woman outfit. "She's television gold," the executive reportedly said. Whether true or not, CBS ordered 2 more seasons, moving the timeline into the present day and tailoring the show to a younger, broader audience. The costume, by now its own character, was featured prominently in marketing materials, including magazine covers and toy packaging. Carter's image in the red and gold corset became a fixture in pop culture. Children dressed as Wonder Woman for Halloween 1978, lunchboxes, comic books, and dolls flew off shelves. The costume's success helped offset the show's mid-level ratings. Even the network acknowledged it. In a 1979 press release, CBS credited Wonder Woman's visual identity as a key reason for its market growth among kids aged 6 to 14. The show's survival strategy had shifted from story first to image forward. Despite the oddity of a network saving a show based partly on a costume, Carter took it in stride. She knew what the suit meant to fans, especially young girls who saw her as a role model. To them, she wasn't just a pretty face in spandex. She was brave, kind, and unstoppable. And if her costume helped keep that dream alive for another season, she was all for it. Wonder Woman's outfit had officially become legendary. While ratings and costume design were keeping the series alive, Lynda Carter herself was beginning to push the limits. Literally. She wasn't just content with looking like a superhero. She wanted to act like one too. In one unforgettable episode, she put her own safety on the line to perform a daring stunt. What happened next not only shocked producers, but also changed how people saw Carter. She wasn't just playing Wonder Woman, she was becoming her. The helicopter stunt that shocked producers. In 1978, during filming for Season 3, Lynda Carter insisted on performing one of the most dangerous stunts of her career. The scene involved Wonder Woman grabbing hold of a low-flying helicopter. hanging on with one arm as it lifted into the air. The producers begged her to let a stunt double take the risk. Carter refused. Wonder Woman would do it herself, she told them, and Carter intended to do the same. The stunt was shot over the course of 3 days. Carter trained with a professional stunt team and wore a hidden harness beneath her costume. Still, the danger was real. Wind speed, sudden jerks, and altitude changes made the helicopter scenes volatile. During one take, the helicopter lifted 20 feet higher than expected, causing panic on the ground. Carter held firm, never breaking character. When the shot was complete, the crew broke into applause. But the producers were furious. Privately, they feared they'd lose their star and possibly shut down the entire show if anything went wrong. A memo from October 1978 warned that no more high-risk stunts would be allowed without written approval. But the damage was done. Carter had already proved her point. She wasn't just a model in a costume. She was a fearless performer, willing to take real risks for her role. Fans loved it. TV critics praised the episode, calling it a moment of true heroism. That helicopter scene became one of the most talked-about stunts in the show's history. It gave Carter a new layer of respect, not just from viewers, but from the industry. She was now seen as more than just a pretty face. She was an actress with guts, grit, and drive. The costume may have given her the image, but it was her actions that gave Wonder Woman heart. And in that moment, Carter blurred the line between reality and legend. Wonder Woman goes Western. One of the more surprising visual changes in Wonder Woman came during a Season 3 episode that veered sharply from the norm. In 1978, the show featured a Western-themed storyline, complete with horses, saloons, and cowboy hats. To match the setting, producers designed a cowgirl-style outfit for Lynda Carter. Gone were the iconic star-spangled shorts. Instead, Wonder Woman wore fringed boots, a suede skirt, and a modified red bustier. This wasn't just a fashion experiment, it was also a practical move. In scenes that involved horseback riding, Carter needed mobility and protection. The standard outfit was too restrictive for riding, so the wardrobe team tailored the Western look to allow better movement. Roy Rogers, the legendary cowboy actor, appeared in the episode and reportedly suggested the more modest costume. He believed it fit better with the traditional family-friendly Western tone of the show. The costume may have been toned down, but fans embraced it. Magazine stills from October 1978 showed Carter in full cowgirl attire, lasso in hand, riding through the dusty set with grace. The outfit added depth to Wonder Woman's evolving identity. She wasn't just a superhero tied to one look. She could adapt to different settings while still carrying the same power and presence. CBS even used this costume in promotional material for international broadcasts. Though it was a one-time outfit, the Western costume left an impression. Collectors today still hunt for rare behind-the-scenes photos from that episode. It reminded audiences that Wonder Woman was more than spandex and gold. She was a symbol of strength in any setting, even the Wild West. From the dusty trails of the Old West to the streets of 1970s America, Wonder Woman proved she could do it all, and wear it all. But the costume changes didn't stop with fringe and suede. Over time, the show introduced even more specialty outfits tailored to Wonder Woman's ever-expanding adventures. Whether she was on wheels, underwater, or charging down the highway, Lynda Carter's wardrobe became a full-blown arsenal of hero-ready gear. The motorcycle, skateboard, and diving suit days. As Wonder Woman leaned further into action-packed plots in 1979, the costume department found itself constantly adapting. New episodes called for car chases, underwater rescues, and fast-paced stunts. The solution? Specialized costumes built for speed, agility, and protection. First up, the motorcycle suit. A full-body red and blue leather outfit, complete with gloves and a golden helmet. It debuted in an episode where Diana Prince chased down villains on a highway, performing stunts at 40 mph. Not long after, Carter donned a skateboarding outfit in a downtown chase scene. It was one of the few times Wonder Woman was seen on wheels in an urban setting. The look featured red knee pads, a matching helmet, and breathable material for mobility. It wasn't glamorous, but it worked. Fans especially remembered the novelty of seeing a superhero on a skateboard, something totally unique in late 1970s TV. Perhaps the most visually distinct of these specialty costumes was the diving suit. For underwater scenes filmed in 1980, Carter wore a skin-tight, star-decorated wetsuit designed to retain the red, white, and blue theme. The material was sleek and functional, allowing her to swim and perform stunts without danger. The wetsuit became the default look anytime Wonder Woman plunged into oceans, lakes, or underwater villain lairs. Though none of these suits reached the iconic status of the original, they were essential to the show's evolution. They also reflected Carter's growing involvement in practical decisions. She often worked with the costume team to ensure each outfit made sense for the story. In doing so, she helped shape the visual language of the superhero genre for years to come. While the show embraced variety in its wardrobe, some changes didn't come from the writers or network, but from Lynda Carter herself. As the face of Wonder Woman, she had influence. And when it came to protecting the brand, she didn't hold back. One particular moment came when a new character threatened to step too close to her signature look. What followed was a quiet, behind-the-scenes showdown, and a rare moment of Carter laying down the law. The Sister Suit Standoff. In Season 2, 1977, Wonder Woman introduced a new character, Drusilla, Wonder Woman's younger sister, played by Deborah Winger. The idea was to give Diana Prince a relatable family bond, and maybe even a sidekick for future episodes. But when producers revealed that Drusilla would wear a costume nearly identical to Wonder Woman's, Lynda Carter stepped in. She was polite, but firm. "There can only be one Wonder Woman," she reportedly told the wardrobe team. Carter insisted that Winger's costume be completely different in style and tone. The final version featured a mini-skirt, a shorter cape, and a toned-down color palette. While it still bore the stars and stripes, it looked more playful and youthful, clearly identifying Drusilla as a junior hero. The decision wasn't just about fashion, it was about branding. Carter had worked hard to establish her visual identity, and she wasn't about to let it be diluted. Behind the scenes, Carter and Winger had no personal feud. In fact, Carter later praised Winger's performance. But the incident became a rare example of Carter using her star power to steer creative direction. The altered costume ensured that audiences wouldn't confuse the two characters and protected Wonder Woman's legacy. The move worked. Winger's Drusilla was well received, and Carter's Wonder Woman remained the centerpiece. In retrospect, this moment showcased Carter's deep respect for the role. She didn't just play Wonder Woman, she protected her. That kind of dedication helped make the character unforgettable for generations. Through it all, the bikinis, the redesigns, the stunt gear, one costume stood above the rest. It was the original. The eagle-emblazoned corset, star-spangled shorts, and red boots. For Lynda Carter, it wasn't just a piece of fabric, it was history. And when the series ended, she made a decision that still speaks volumes today. She didn't give it away. She didn't auction it. Instead, she preserved it, like the icon it had become. The costume in a glass case. When Wonder Woman aired its final episode in September 1979, it marked the end of an era. Lynda Carter had spent 3 seasons and 60 episodes in the red, blue, and gold costume. She'd worn it in deserts, underwater, in the air, and even on horseback. But once filming wrapped, she took one special item home: her original Season 1 costume. Today, that outfit sits inside a glass display case in her home, a tribute to the role that changed her life. Carter has often spoken about what the costume means to her. In a 2016 interview, she said, "It represents more than just a TV show. It's about strength, compassion, and hope." For Carter, the costume is a reminder of the barriers she broke and the millions of fans she inspired, especially young girls in the late 1970s who had never seen a female superhero on screen before. She keeps it preserved not for vanity, but for legacy. The outfit represents a time when TV dared to show a woman as powerful, wise, and fearless. Even decades later, Carter continues to advocate for Wonder Woman's message. She's spoken at conventions, appeared in the 2017 film as a cameo, and even lent her voice to animated versions of the character. And always, she credits that original costume with helping define the path. What began as a wardrobe malfunction, the infamous bikini, led to one of the most iconic outfits in television history. It wasn't perfect. It tore, slipped, and sparked plenty of behind-the-scenes arguments. But in the end, it became a symbol of something much bigger. And thanks to Lynda Carter's care and respect, that symbol lives on. The Wonder Woman bikini may have been a fashion flop, but it sparked a turning point in superhero TV history. Lynda Carter turned costume chaos into a legacy of strength, style, and smarts. What began as a wardrobe fail became a lasting symbol of evolution in women's roles on screen. Thanks to Carter's voice and vision, Wonder Woman remained powerful, no matter the outfit. Want more iconic Hollywood stories? Like, subscribe, and join us for the next deep dive.